Tonight, for richer or for poorer, what the Chancellor's budget means for London. From the so-called mansion tax to a new charge for electric cars, no matter who you are, it's hard to escape the repercussions.
It is shocking because by doing this, I might as well get the normal vehicle.
We look at who the winners and losers might be after today's announcements. Also ahead, the family of a boy found dead in the Thames stripped of their dignity after being spied on by police in their fight for justice. Smile, you're on camera, the warning to would-be shoplifters, but some customers worry it's a step too far. And we go behind the scenes of the new show, jam-packed with song, dance and marmalade sandwiches. Good evening. From mansions to minimum wage, not much escaped the Chancellor's budget at a time when the country faces big economic challenges. And the impact is being felt right here in London in so many ways. In a speech leaked online before Rachel Reeves even stood up, there was confirmation of a new charge for electric cars. That affects thousands of drivers in the capital. The Mayor will also be able to tax tourists. And because most homes worth more than £2 million are located right here, many face the prospect of a new mansion tax. Our political correspondent Simon Harris looks at so many Londoners paying the price to help fix the country's finances.
Driving an electric car in London is about to get more expensive. From next year, EV owners will pay the congestion charge.
I call the Chancellor of this shatter.
And today, the Chancellor hit them with another tax, a new electric vehicle excise duty.
This will be payable each year alongside vehicle excise duty at 3p per mile for electric cars and 1.5p for plug-in hybrids.
London has a disproportionately high number of electric cars and vans compared to the rest of the country. Christian has one, but the time it takes to charge it and now the new tax will make him think twice when it comes to replacing it.
I might as well get the normal vehicle. I might as well get that. And that will really help me in terms of time.
There are thought to be around 250,000 electric vehicles in London.
I think it's going to cost London about £40 million a year, about £207 per EV registered in London. Whilst we've got to balance the need to encourage EV take-up, I don't think this is the right answer.
London also has a disproportionately high number of expensive homes. They too were in the Chancellor's sights as she announced the so-called mansion tax.
An annual £2,500 charge for properties worth more than £2 million, rising to £7,500 for properties worth more than £5 million.
This is a wonderful mews house on Hesper Mews, number 10, in fact. There's a lot going on at number 10 today. It's on the market for £3.2 million.
This Mews cottage in Earl's Court is just one of the multi-million-pound homes estate agent Toby Brown is trying to sell in an already depressed market.
The stamp duty you'd have to pay on this property if you're a first-time buyer is £300,000. If you own another property somewhere else in England or in the world, you pay an extra £160,000. Add in a few other costs, you're paying £500,000 in stamp duty and costs to buy this property. Then add the mansion tax as well. Well, you know, it's going to break the camel's back.
In the Cutty Sark in Thamesmead, the budget offered something to drink to. The Chancellor has given a green light to the long-awaited Docklands Light Railway extension.
For people working, young people working around here, who have to go into the city and everywhere else, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it would be handy because then I don't have to go to Abbeywood or Woolwich to get a train in.
But giving it the go-ahead is not the same as writing a cheque. The Mayor and Transport for London must come up with a plan to raise the £1.7 billion.
A combination of government investment and the government working with us to borrow against future proceeds from those that use the DLR, use some of that to pay back, but also property as well. By spring, we'll have come up with a detailed plan with the government.
So the DLR announcement, there's no numbers on that. It looks like there's just going to be a bill for London to pay for that. And all of those broken promises on police numbers, on pay per mile, you just can't believe what Labour, the Mayor or the government are saying.
The Chancellor also confirmed hotel guests in London will face an extra bill for their rooms. The Mayor will collect the so-called tourist tax. Simon Harris, ITV News, Westminster.
Well, it can take a while to work out how much better or worse off you'll be after the budget, but here are some other key points which might just affect you. The government will scrap the controversial two-child benefit cap, which Labour says will help reduce child poverty. The living wage, the minimum paid to workers aged 21 and over, will rise by 4.1%, with the new hourly rate set at £12.71. The Chancellor will extend the freeze on income tax thresholds until 2030, meaning more people will pay tax for the first time, while others pay a higher rate as wages rise. And salary sacrifice pension contributions will also be taxed with a cap of £2,000 a year. OK, so just some of the announcements there. So is London better or worse off after the budget? Joining me now is Genevieve Treadwell from the London School of Economics. Genevieve, thank you so much for coming in. So what do you think? Is this a good or a bad budget for London?
I think it's a mixed budget for London. So a number of the policies and the spending and the taxation that you announced just then are going to affect London in a much more serious and significant way than they will any other region of the UK. So London captures some of the most affluent people in the UK, but it also captures some of the most deprived. And a lot of those policies that you mentioned, so the two-child limit, but also the mansion tax, are going to hit London in a very different way.
Do you think then, you talk about, the disparities between the rich and the poor in London. It's wide in London, isn't it? Do you think any of today's announcements goes towards narrowing that gap at all?
I think that the budget is fairly redistributive. So the two-child limit will lift thousands of children out of poverty. Similarly, although the proportion of people working at the minimum wage is kind of lowest in London compared to other regions, the absolute number of people is higher than any other region. So that's going to really help a lot of people. That being said, London's housing market is a lot hotter than any other part of the UK. So what qualifies as a mansion above that £2 million is a lot broader than I think a lot of people think.
The mansion tax thing is a very interesting one, isn't it? Because on the face of it, £2 million, wow, you've got a £2 million house. London's an interesting one though, isn't it? Because there's some people who are asset rich and potentially cash poor.
Precisely. And what 2 million gets you in London is very different from what London gets you if you're in the northeast or the northwest, or even some parts of the southeast.
What would you say is the one budget measure that has hit London the hardest, do you think?
I think the largest cause for celebration is the DLR extension. So that's going to make a real difference to the kind of growth of London. It's extending the DLR down, will bring housing, but it'll also bring transport to thousands of people.
Yeah, so that's a real positive, isn't it? You are seeing some positives in this budget.
Oh, definitely. I think there are some real wins. The DLR is one really good example of that.
Small businesses in London, we know that they're struggling. Does this budget help or hinder them?
Again, I think it's a bit of a mixed picture. So small businesses will be keeping some of the reliefs that they've enjoyed in the past, and that's going to be paid for through increased rates on larger businesses. And I think it's actually those that we should be a little bit more worried about. So larger businesses will be footing the bill for this. And that's problematic because in many respects, they work as anchor institutions on high streets. So you might go for John Lewis, but then go to the cafe down the road. So that's where I think there might be trouble down the road. OK, interesting. So a mixed picture, very interesting. Genevieve Treadwell from LSE, thank you very much indeed. And let's go back to our political correspondent, Simon Harris now. So Simon, last time London's mayor was pretty unhappy with the budget, but it's fair to say he's much happier this time.
Yes, a year ago, Sadiq Khan was furious that ministers in the new Labour government had ignored his pleas for money for the DLR and for the police. This time he is happier, although there are reports that he and the Chancellor had a bit of a bust-up over his demands, something I put to him earlier.
Is it right the Chancellor asked you to leave her office after a disagreement? No, I'm not going to get involved in tittle-tattle. I'm quite clear, though, as long as I'm mayor, irrespective of the party in a government, I'm going to campaign to get the best deal for London. And from today's announcement, we've done pretty well.
And not exactly a denial, was it? And opposition parties certainly don't think London has done well out of the budget. And it seems we're still going to have to wait quite a few months before we find out just how that DLR extension is going to be funded. OK, Simon, thank you. And of course, plenty more on how the budget affects you on the ITV Evening News with the details of that and what else is coming up. Here's Lucrezia.
The Chancellor's new budget, will it make her or break her? Billions in tax rises, but the income tax threshold freeze remains and the two-child benefit cap is scrapped. We'll take you through all the analysis and answer your questions. Plus, a former Marine pleads guilty to injuring 29 people when he drove into crowds at the Liverpool Victory Parade. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
The man cleared of murdering TV presenter Jill Dando has appeared at the Old Bailey accused of raping a 14-year-old girl 38 years ago. Barry George is charged with rape and 2 counts of indecent assault against the same child. The incidents are alleged to have taken place in the Hammersmith and Fulham area in September 1987. Today, George spoke only to confirm his name and date of birth. And a fire involving high voltage electrical cables broke out in an underground tunnel in Holborn earlier today. 70 firefighters were called to the scene on Theobald's Road. No one was injured, but the fire caused significant disruption to some bus routes. Now, a mum who was spied on by police while searching for answers about her son's death said the family felt stripped of its dignity. Sukhdev Reel was speaking at an inquiry into undercover policing, which is looking into the controversial practices of officers. Ricky Reel died aged just 20 after ending up in the River Thames at Kingston. Police said his death was an accident, but his family believes it was a racist attack. Carolyn Sim reports.
Their son died over 25 years ago, but they've never got to the truth of how. And today, Sukhdev and Balwant Reel arrived at the undercover police inquiry to hear claims that instead of being supported, they were being spied on. Ricky was 20 when he went missing in 1997 after he and his friends were attacked by 2 men in Kingston. His body was found a week later in the Thames. When the police failed to treat his death as a possible murder, the Reel family blamed racism and started their own campaign for justice.
The police themselves were aware that they were making mistakes, and the same mistakes were exactly similar as they had made in the Lawrence case. I think they felt threatened by us and from the public as well, because it was not us, it was lots of people saying that the 2 cases are similar and that they should be investigated.
While the family rallied support, undercover officers from the Met's so-called Special Demonstration Squad were watching.
We felt humiliated. We felt stripped yet again of our dignity.
I thought they could see through to me. I thought I was sitting there naked because of their spying. And since that day, I keep on seeing eyes everywhere.
At one point, one of the undercover officers even gave Sukhdev a lift home.
The hearing was shown secret intelligence reports which suggested the Reel family was being courted by political groups who wanted to launch a campaign against the police.
Sukhdev's case is one of many the Met's undercover units are accused of targeting since the 1960s. It's also claimed that female political activists who are being spied on were deceived into having intimate relationships with the officers. Today's hearing ended with a defiant statement.
I am speaking out not only for Ricky, but all the families who have been spied upon and misled. We deserve accountability and we deserve change.
And applause from the public gallery as the inquiry continues. Carolyn Sim, ITV News.
Still to come on the programme, athletes on a mission. The Olympian and Paralympians swapping medals for meals, and to the ends of the earth and back and into our studio, we meet the first person to ever complete 6 ultramarathons in just a year. But first, controversial technology that can recognise faces is being increasingly used in the run-up to Christmas to catch shoplifters. A garden centre in Kent is one of the latest businesses turning to tech after nearly losing thousands of pounds to a would-be burglar. Critics, though, say cameras raise concerns about privacy and accuracy. But the owners of Ruxley Manor Garden Centre say genuine customers have nothing to worry about, as Cafo Patter reports.
It's an unlikely target for criminals. A garden centre in Orpington. And come the festive season with an additional 80,000 customers, not everyone has the best of intentions. Forget green thumbs, these guys have sticky fingers, a menace to the retail industry.
Yeah, we have unfortunately all sorts of types of instances. We have ones where the parents or the adults will come in, they'll go around, do the shopping list, they'll then send the children in to come and do the shoplifting for them.
These are children commissioned by their parents to mix stuff?
Yes, we've had an incident only a couple of weeks ago where we stopped two young girls who were probably about 8-9 years old, walking out with £200 worth of, or just over £200 worth of Christmas decorations, with the parents or adults waiting in the car park for them to bring the goods to them.
And now they're fighting back with the help of facial recognition cameras. Imagine this. A known shoplifter walks into the store. We'll call him Eric. The team immediately gets notified. Now they're on high alert to make sure he keeps his hands to himself.
We work with companies like Home Bargains, Budgeons, Morrison's Daily, and as you can see, garden centres like Ruxley Manor. But we've also got a charity shop, which really indicates just how far retail crime has spread. It's moved beyond the traditional high street, and now offenders are looking for other places that they can, commit theft.
It's true, and as shoplifters spread, so do the stats. In London alone, these incidents have risen by 5% this year. Could these cameras be the solution?
Now, the criticism of this tech is that it ruins your shopping experience. Shoppers should not be under surveillance. Technically, that isn't really the case. Yes, the camera is always rolling, but the only people who are watched, the only people who should be worried, are repeat offenders.
And so, for now, they're here to stay, to ensure that no items from this winter wonderland go wandering off. Kath Opata, ITV News.
Next tonight, races surely don't get much tougher than this. From the Arctic Circle to an African desert, via the jungle, the mountains, and much more in between. Ioana Babu is the first person to complete all 6 of the world's toughest ultra races in a single year. It's a story she's travelled over 1,000 miles to tell. And Ioana joins me now in the studio. Oh my goodness, wow. We are all in awe of you. I have to say, what an achievement. And am I right, you're just back from Namibia, is that right?
Just back from Namibia this Monday, yes.
You look incredibly fresh. How are you?
Thank you, I'm good. It was a fantastic race to end the series with.
Yes.
250 kilometres, 53 degrees Celsius, so I'm absolutely freezing in London at the moment.
Yes, I mean, it must be quite the shock, mustn't it? And just hidden under the desk, I think you've got all of your medals.
I've got all my medals. This is the Global Race Series medal.
Yeah.
And this is the one you only get when you finish the series.
Wow, so that's a really
special one. And then we've got the jungle, the Amazon rainforest, the desert that I've just finished, the mountain, that's the Tian Shan Mountains at 4,000 metres, and then the Arctic.
Oh my goodness.
And then we've got the Highlands and the Rangers.
They're so beautiful and so well deserved. You have run on pretty much every terrain on Earth. There's some beautiful pictures of you running in all sorts of different places. They're gorgeous. Do you get time to actually enjoy where you are and appreciate where you are?
You do appreciate where you are, and I love that the race director, Chris King, who's created the series, at every single race brief when you start, he says, remember to look up, because you can get caught up in the environment, and you spend a lot of time running on your own, especially when you're at the front of the pack competing, because I've always wanted to not just get around the courses, but get results and actually race for a podium. I've podiumed 5 out of 6 of the races. And you get a lot of time in your head and a lot of time to appreciate the environment, look up, and I've had a beautiful moment in the Arctic with the sunset on the long stage just above the tree line. Wow. And same with the desert, just finishing the series, running down the canyon.
Gosh.
In the Namibian desert was insane.
That's amazing, and it must keep you going. What made you want to start doing this? How did you get into this?
So I used to be a snowboarder, and I found trail running through snowboarding. And during lockdown, a lot of my friends had struggled with things. So I started signing up for races just for charity and going from one race to another, doing the London Marathon. A friend encouraged me to sign up for the Jungle Ultra, actually. And I accidentally found out on the race that I was really good at it. And the race director, actually, who's a good friend, has literally come up with the idea and said, I believe in you. I think you can do all the races and set the record for the fastest time, 10 months.
You grew up in London, training in London. It's pretty moderate here. How did you train?
It's really interesting. So because the nature of the races is extreme environments, I've teamed up with London South Bank University, and Dr. Freya Bain at South Bank has planned my entire year of acclimation. We did cold exposure for the Arctic, trained for altitude, heat, humidity in their heat chamber, and with their altitude mask.
Wow.
And we were able to basically simulate some of the environments and cause the physiological adaptations. And what I love is that the data I've collected on races is going to academic research.
They're studying you, aren't they? Incredible. Ioana, you are an absolute inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
More athletes on a mission now. These two are helping serve up some festive spirit at what can be a difficult time of year for some. Christmas often brings feelings of loneliness or worries about how to pay for meals. It's the reason a charity has enlisted the help of an Olympian and a Paralympian, as Rags Martel now reports.
I am making orange and cherry chicken.
Good cooking for a good cause.
It's a chocolate cake. It was my auntie's recipe.
In this kitchen, two champions
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
are swapping medals for meals.
A lot of people, they don't really reach out or they feel afraid to, and so the Salvation Army just encourage people to come here, whether it's to eat something if they don't have any food, or just to be an ear for someone that needs help or needs someone to just listen to them.
We're at the Salvation Army in Poplar, East London, the oldest surviving centre in the world. And today lunch is being served up by celebrity cooks, an Olympic diving medalist and a double Paralympic champion who's also won MasterChef.
I think the Salvation Army is about community. Like this time of the year when you're thinking about Christmas, not everyone has that family around them, that support, and it can be quite lonely. People can get quite down, and I think you come to the Salvation Army, there's people you can talk to, you can have food, you can enjoy yourself, and it just makes people, feel like they have got people surrounding them, and it really helps with people's mental health.
Among those who found salvation here, Jamie Parsons, who was homeless and living in a car for 6 years.
I've got to show you. Best show I've ever done. Without them, I wouldn't be eating. I wouldn't know where to live. I wouldn't have the clothes I've got on. It's been brilliant. I owe my life to them, really, at the moment. I really do.
It's my lifeline.
Sharon Bartholomew first came for help as a single mum 27 years ago, but now volunteers at the centre.
Because they were there for me, it's like I can never give enough back to... Oh dear, I can never give back enough because they helped me out then.
And while times are tough economically, they're also difficult emotionally.
Many of the guests that come into our building here at Poplar are people who live on their own. If they don't come out and meet and mingle, then they're not going to speak to anybody in the whole day.
And for me, Christmas time is all about spreading love, not only with your words, but through your actions too. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. So I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
And after a busy morning in the kitchen, lunch was served. Eating together, a recipe for relief. Rags Martel, ITV News, Poplar.
Very good. Sally's here now. Sally, I hear that you've been partaking in some marmalade sandwiches today.
Oh, I do love marmalade. Not in a sandwich, prefer it on toast, but I do love it. It can only mean one thing. Paddington is in town. The musical has begun, and today I went along to the Savoy to meet the cast. Let's take a little look.
Paddington is a bit of a London legend, now going from the page to the stage. Today, I've come to meet the cast, and there was only one thing to wear.
Ta-da!
Oh my gosh.
It's our own Paddington.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Paddington or Bungle?
Can I stroke you?
Brenda Edwards and Bonnie Langford are thrilled to have been cast.
I cried.
Did you?
And screamed my whole house down.
But as emotional was meeting their co-star Paddington for the first time.
You know what? Everybody seems to have the same response. It's this. And crying. I've seen the hardest of hearts melt.
Thanks, Bonnie.
As soon as they meet. We knew, but you know.
And they're not alone. Adrian and Amy play Mr. and Mrs. Brown, who adopt the little bear.
Oh my goodness. Have you now stopped crying every time you see him?
Always.
Not always.
But we've hardened up a little bit, enough to be able to put the show on.
So close I can almost hear him calling out my name.
The music and lyrics were written by Tom Fletcher from McFly, and this was the bear he wrote it all about.
So how big is the bear? Where does he come up to?
Imagine a bear from Peru.
Yeah. Just tune in.
Imagine that. And your hands are roughly the right height.
I think he has to be the right height to reach a table to be able to make his marmalade sandwiches.
Yes.
So.
Oh my goodness, of course.
Yes.
I always keep one for emergencies. So do I.
Given that Paddington once shared a marmalade sandwich with the late Queen Elizabeth, it definitely appears in the show.
And the marmalade, Bonnie, do you ever want to see a jar of marmalade again?
Okay, I'm going to say something now.
Go on.
I don't like marmalade. I don't have to eat it, thank
Bonnie
goodness.
Langford just swore.
But I do love this show.
Oh my God, Bonnie Langford.
I'm told the show oozes London and even has a black cab.
Can it turn around?
Yeah.
That's always the thing about a London taxi.
Yeah, no,
you turn around on the spot.
Yeah. Small turning circle, yeah.
If you could sum it up in one word, what would it be?
Kindness.
Oh, you took
Oh, sorry.
Everything.
Love.
It's bear-tastic.
Oh, that was
Very
good.
good.
The show is on at the Savoy and promises to bring a lot of tears of joy to a lot of faces.
Very nice snuggly coat you had on there. Are we going to need that over the next few days or
Can
not?
I just say they know where I am if they want to call me Paddington. Anyway, over the next few days, well, the weird thing's happening tonight is that it's actually going to warm up overnight. Ooh. Tomorrow is much milder, but potentially a bit damp. It's a bit of a mess. Keep an eye on the forecast.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello again, a very good evening to you. Hope you had a lovely day. Did it look like this to start with for you? Beautiful little willow there. But we have got some rain around tonight. And then tomorrow, a different feel, mild but murky. And then for Friday, a little bit drier and brighter again. So let's fill you in on all the detail. Outside tonight, you can see that rain spreading its way eastwards. Not particularly pleasant. It does eventually, for the most part, clear off, but it leaves us with a legacy of lots of low cloud, some mist and murk around, and possibly some drizzle. But the temperature's so much milder. We're left in double figures in some spots by the end of the night compared to that frozen scene a few of us woke up to this morning. So as we go into tomorrow, worth having an umbrella because there could be some drizzle in the mix. There's plenty of dry weather too, and this cloud does try to break up, but it looks like at the moment a lot of the day will stay quite overcast. But the temperatures, again, much milder than today, highs of 13 to 14 degrees, despite the fact that it is quite breezy, particularly at the coast. It will feel not as cold as it has done today. And then as we go into the evening, a heads up, you might still need that umbrella. We have got a few showers just moving through to bring the day to a close. Now for Friday, we could get away with a decent one here in the southeast. You can see it looks like it'll stay mostly dry with hopefully some sunny spells, still quite mild. As we go into Saturday, there's a lot of uncertainty, but it's potential to be grayer with some rain. So Sunday's probably the best day of the weekend at the moment, but definitely keep an eye on the forecast.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
And that's it from us. The evening news is next with Lucrezia with all the latest on the budget. But from all of us, bye-bye.